Dear students, welcome back to my class. So today we are starting with the second module of our paper, that is subphylum Urochordata, and the concerned topic we are going to discuss today is what are the salient features of this subphylum. Okay, so let's see. Have you heard about the term Urochordata? Yes, in the previous class we have discussed that the chordates are classified into two different categories. What are they? Protochordates and vertebrates. What are protochordates? Compared to vertebrates, the protochordates are primitive chordates, right? And the protochordates are generally classified into two different subphylum. What are they? Subphylum Cephalochordata and subphylum Urochordata, right? So we can define this Urochordata as the primitive chordate or the protochordate of the phylum, phylum Chordata. Okay, this Urochordata, the name comes from two Greek words, ura and chode. Ura means tail and chode means chord. Chord means notochord. Okay, so those organisms which possess the notochord on the tail region is popularly known as urochordates or Urochordata. This subphylum is also called tunicates. Why? Actually, tunica is a coating which is made up of a polysaccharide which is known as tunicin. Okay, this coating or tunica is generally found on covering of the, or it is a particular material or coating which encircle the whole body surface of all the organism which is coming under this subphylum Urochordata. Okay, that is why they are called tunicates. Their body is covered by this coating which is made up of polysaccharide called tunicin. Clear? So let's move to the detail of this subphylum. They are also called tunicates. It comes from two Greek words, that is ora and chord, right? Then, what are the salient features of this subphylum? As we know that this is a very primitive chordate, right? So, it is a primitive, and what about their habitat? It is marine. It is dwelling either as solitary or single or colonial, means as groups. Okay, and they having a leathery body covering all over the body. So we can define this Urochordata as it is a very primitive marine, either solitary or colonial chordates having a body covering of a leathery material that is called a tunicin. Okay, then what about the region? They are sedentary. Most of them are sedentary. But sedentary means they are attached forms, but rarely some are pelagic form. Pelagic means free swimming forms. Around 2,000 species are sedentary in nature and 100 species are free swimming pelagic forms. Okay, then they are generally seen as a simple solitary. Here you can see in this picture, it consisting of only one individual. It is getting attached to a particular substratum. This is called a monocotyledon. Okay, then some are colonial forms. Here you can see that these are colonial forms. Means polyacidia, more than one is present. Okay, this is about the existence in the ocean. Then I told you that their whole body is covered by a tough and leathery covering. This is popularly known as test or tunicin. Why it is called a tunicin? Tunicin is actually a polysaccharide. Okay, so the body covering or the leathery covering of the body surface is called a test or the tunicin. Then comes notochord. I told you in the previous classes what are the three unique characters of a chordate. What are they? Notochord, dorsal tubular nerve cord and pharyngeal glissons. Okay, so we are discussing the salient features of these three characters in the first. Okay, notochord. What about the notochord? In urochordates, The notochord is present only in the larval stage. Okay, and this is mainly positioned on the tail region. That is why they are called urochordates. They possess notochord mainly in the tail region of the larva. But when it attains maturity, it gets what? Degenerated. So in adult, notochord is altogether absent. Notochord is present only in the larval stage. That is why it is categorized as one of the protochordate. Clear? When we are considering a advanced chordate, it will be retained throughout their life. Okay. Then comes the second feature. What is the second feature? Typical dorsal tubular nerve cord. This structure also present only in the larval stage. But when it begins to metamorphosis into adult, what happens? It becomes degenerated. So in adult it is altogether absent, in larva it is present. Okay, we are considering the nervous system. The nervous system is prominent in larval stage, but when it attains maturity, this nervous system is getting replaced by another system that is called a neural ganglion. The neural ganglion is a primitive feature that we know that it is present only in, yes, non-chordates. Okay. Then the third feature is large pharynx or gill slits. This is also called a branchial sac. This is presented both in larvae as well as adult. So the pharynx or branchial sac, this character that you can see in both the adult as well as in the larval stage of this particular animal. Okay, or particular subphylum. Then what about the heart? The heart is very simple and it is tubular. Morphologically, it looks like a tube. Okay, the peculiar feature of urochordate is that the blood flow which is seen in the heart or body. The blood flow is actually periodically reverses in the adult, which means that the flow of blood which is present in the larval stage will be quite opposite what will be in the adult. Okay, it will be reversed when it becomes adult. Clear? That is the peculiar feature of urochordate. The blood flow is periodically reverses when it becomes adult. Larval stage and adult stage, the circulation or the flow of blood will be different or in reverse manner or in opposite directions. Then about the reproduction, they undergoes both the asexual as well as a sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is characterized by what? Yes, budding. Budding results in the formation of various zooids, and in urochordates it is called acidiozoids. We know that what is meant by zooids, right? In Lobelia, have you remember there are different kinds of zooids are there: dactylozoid for defense, gastrozoid for nutrition, gonozoid for reproduction, etc. So this kind of zooids are formed by means of asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction involves the formation of gametes and the zygote. Okay, then if we are considering the life cycle is composed of alternation of generation, which is accompanied by what? Polymorphism. Okay, asexual as well as the sexual reproduction will comes in an alternative pathway. Clear? Then what about the development? Most of them are oviparous. Oviparous, I think you may be knowing that what is meant by egg-like. So they are oviparous in nature, but some are ovoviviparous. Okay, ovoviviparous, what is meant by ovoviviparous? Ovoviviparous is a condition in which an animal will produce its young one by means of eggs which are hatched within the body of the parent. Okay, then comes sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction involves the union of both male and female gametes and results in the formation of a zygote, and zygote undergoes an incomplete metamorphosis, results in the formation of a free-swimming larvae. In urochordate, the free-swimming larvae is called the ascidian tadpole. Okay, the peculiarity of this tadpole is that it will exhibit a phenomena that is called a retrogressive metamorphosis and also neoteny or pedogenesis. Okay, so what is meant by these two? In the case of retrogressive metamorphosis, I told you that in the case of urochordate, they possess most of the advanced chordate character mainly in the larval stage. But when it becomes metamorphosis into adult, all these characters becomes to degenerate and it becomes a low non-chordate like organism. Okay, so this type of metamorphosis is called a retrogressive metamorphosis. The larva which possesses chordate character will lose when it attains maturity or when it becomes adult. Okay, then it exhibits another phenomena that is called neoteny or pedogenesis. As this larva contains all these chordate characters, it generally may sexually mature at this larval stage itself. But when it becomes before it becomes what adult, before completing its metamorphosis, it becomes sexually mature and starts its sexual reproduction mainly in the larval stage. This is called what? Neoteny or pedogenesis. So this particular feature is a very good, is a very important or significant character which is exhibited by urochordate. Okay. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, please do in the comment section. Thank you.